In the name of Allah, the most compassionate, the most merciful, my dear friends and fellows in Pakistan and abroad, to be able to develop, to be able to prosper, to be able to flourish, we need to work on two sides, on two different fronts. One front is bringing certain improvements in ourselves. This actually means some internal changes. Internal changes, the kind of person we are, the kind of person we are. We need to bring certain changes in it, and we need to actually make ourselves better and even more better and even more better person with the passage of time. As the time grows, as the time goes forward, moves forward, we need to keep developing ourselves on a constant basis. We need to create the kind of capabilities, the kind of qualities we are actually in need of, which will help us a lot in becoming a better person and reaching the opportunities, availing the opportunities, and then making ourselves as a prosperous and as an affluent human being. Dear friend, dear friend, this is the one front. The other front is the other front is certain external changes. Certain external changes. As for the internal changes and internal improvements are concerned, I frequently speak about this. The whole of my channel comprises almost all of my talks, almost all of my videos are on this topic. The kind of improvements we do need in we ourselves and how to bring those certain changes and improvements in we ourselves. But today we are going to talk about the external changes, the external improvements we actually need, we are in need of. This external actual changes actually mean that internal changes also facilitate us a lot. Now the purpose of this is to reach to find out the opportunities, to reach the opportunities, to try to avail those opportunities. This is like putting ourselves in the field, like start working on the external front, start working about how we can seek, how can we get the benefit out of where we are living or out of where we can go. So first of all, I think we need to migrate to a better place. If at all this thing is needed, if a person is living in a far-flung area, in an undeveloped or highly underdeveloped village, so it is very much difficult to develop and to prosper while living at that particular place. On the one hand, there are no opportunities. On the other hand, there might be certain feudal lords who are not having a fair attitude with the rest of the people, with the landless people. So I am of the view the right thing is to move out of that place, because unless and until we do that, we will not be able to find the opportunities at all. So finding the opportunities is essential, because these opportunities can work like a leader and can take us forward. And if at all we are living, we it does not mean that we shall forget all about where we were born and where we were brought up. I think that while staying at a better place, while becoming an affluent person, it becomes quite easier for us. But does not mean does not mean that we don't need to make any effort. Rather, but it will provide us the necessary resources to help the people, to help out those people who are still living in that particular underdeveloped or undeveloped far-flung villages. We can also establish the contact on the smartphone, on the computer with the outer world, and we can invite them to come to the far-flung area and to help develop that particular area. I think this is what we need to do. This is what we need. As a first step, we need to move out of that place, and we need to be at a better station where there are plenty of opportunities. Number one. Number two is choosing our line choosing our profession. What sort of profession are we choosing? What sort of line are we choosing? That is also important. While choosing the line, we must take care, or we must consider the kind of aptitude and the kind of talent I am having. I am having. Mean, if at all a person is choosing a line or a profession which is not according to their aptitude, which is not according to their particular talent, I think there will be more hard work and there will be lesser results. But if at all we have chosen the right sort of field to work in, the right sort of profession to work in, I think that then it would be easier to perform better while being in that particular area of work, and it will be almost effortless, or maybe a very little amount of effort would be needed, because we are having a kind of aptitude like that particular line and that particular profession. So, migration is the first thing, and choosing the line is the second thing, and the third thing is doing our utmost to perform better and even better. This particular thing is actually the performance, the station first, the line then, and the performance at the end. We need to do all of these things, because unless and until we do all the three of these things, I think that we will not be able to develop, to develop exponentially, to develop well, and to prosper well, and to become an affluent person. And if at all we do want to become an affluent person, so these are the things which are needed actually. These are the things which are neededly, and these are the things which should be taken care of, because I think so that no matter who I am, where I am living, I need to bring certain action into my life, because unless and until I don't introduce certain new things in my life, I shall not be able to develop better. Most overwhelming number of us, there will be hardly any. There might be certain people, but they are actually the exceptional cases who don't need much of the changes, because the kind of thing which they are doing is okay. While generally speaking, it is said there is always room for improvement. But as for most of the people living here in Pakistan is concerned, I think I think that we need to do a lot, and we need to bring a lot of reform, so that we could develop and we could prosper. Some of these reforms are needed inside our own life, so that all the bad habits could be removed, so that we could become a competent person. On the other hand, there are certain external changes which are also needed there. I think it is a combination of both, and not just one. It is a combination of both of these sort of changes, the internal one as well as the external one, which will ensure that we people are developing, that we people are prospering, that we people are moving forward, like we people are going to become a truly developed person. Thank you.